as Shadow's life and the fate of Equestria hang in the balance. Little did they realize that Shadow was victorious in his battle with Chrysalis and the remaining Dark Changelings. Shadow, although wounded in the battle, was lucky overall, not being harmed worse physically. Shadow had obliterated what was left of Chrysalis' self, though still alive, is horribly injured and is barely holding on to life. The conversation continues at Twilight's castle. So, as it pertains to your relationship with Princess Celestia, I'm not sure we have one at the moment. I can't ignore all the lies, cover-ups, threats, and harsh words that she's spoken. Trust is so important to any relationship, and once that trust is broken, you find it hard to forgive even a dear friend who has mentored you into the pony you are today. I want to so badly be able to just forget everything Princess Celestia has done over the last month and a half. I miss my friend, my mentor, my inspiration. That version of her lately has been replaced by some pony I don't even recognize. I want to forgive her, but I don't know if I can, or if things will be between us if I were to forgive her. I'm not trying to minimize or excuse her actions lately. I was there with you when she lied to your face and tried to bury the truth about our origins from Mobius, and I stood up for you. I know she's made some mistakes lately, but look at how much Equestria has changed over the last 3 months. Princess Celestia is under a lot of stress, and for me, I can relate to how stress makes a pony say and do things they don't mean to say. I don't care, Starlight. That doesn't excuse Princess Celestia in my book for suggesting that I should have allowed Pinkie Pie to die. I'll admit, I can forgive her for wanting to cover up the truth of the Equestrian Empire of Mobius. I am able to understand that her anger towards Trixie's murder is what allowed her to threaten my team of stripping us of the elements of harmony. And yes, I deserved a horrible tongue lashing over losing the element of magic to Chrysalis. But how am I supposed to forgive her for all these things when my trust is broken in her? I've never forgiven her fully for any of these. And then the whole Pinky could have been replaced statement completely sent me over the edge. I know eventually I will have to make peace with her so we can work together to keep Equestria safe. But I don't think I'll ever be able to forgive her. All these issues have snowballed, and now we're buried in an avalanche of anger and distrust. I just want the old Princess Celestia back. Hopefully things will turn around soon. One thing is for certain. They won't turn around if you and Princess Celestia don't make the effort. Shadow enters the castle. Some pony just entered my castle. Come on, let's go check it out. Twilight and Starlight rush towards the castle's entrance room. Starlight has tears streaming down her face when she sees Shadow standing there. Shadow holding the element of magic out in his hands. The nightmare is over. Don't be fooled, Starlight. Klutzy? Draconicus. Oh, Shadow. Charges at him and embraces him. You did it. Shadow grimacing in pain. Ah, easy, Starlight. I was stabbed during the fight. Where? My left thigh. It's all right. One of the changelings got lucky. I killed them all. Even Chrysalis is dead. Starlight looking at Shadow's wound as a few drops of blood have dripped onto Twilight's floor. Starlight uses her magic and heals Shadow's wound. Shadow's wound heals. Shadow smiles and begins passionately kissing Starlight. Told you I'd be party. Twilight trots over and gently embraces Shadow. I am so happy to see you're alive. You wouldn't have expected it any other way, would you? I believe this belongs to you, Twilight. Shadow returns the element of magic back to Twilight. No amount of gratitude will ever be enough for what you have done today. You risked your life not only to save Equestria from the darkness known as Chrysalis, but you also saved the elements of harmony. Because of your selfless, heroic act, Discord may now be fully exonerated from the murder of Trixie and freed from his stone prison, where he would have stayed for eternity had you not retrieved my element of magic. As a friend, all I can say to you is thank you, Shadow. Twilight, with tears flowing, embraces Shadow again. Shadow smiles. No need to thank me, Twilight. I had my own reasons for wanting Chrysalis dead, mainly to protect my family. I saw how losing the element of magic hurt you. When Knuckles and Applejack told me where to find Chrysalis, I'll admit the only thing on my mind was complete annihilation of her. Twilight, you are a true friend, and it was an honor retrieving the element of magic for you. I'm glad it's back where it belongs. Starlight, I'm ready to go home now. Starlight, overjoyed. Me too. It's been a long, exhausting day. I am so very proud of you, Shadow. You fought not only for the safety of our family, but the future of Equestria as well. I love you. I love you too. Starlight nuzzles Shadow. We'll see you tomorrow, Twilight. Noon, right? Twilight smiles brightly. Yes, I will see you guys tomorrow. Just be ready to celebrate. Starlight and Shadow smile and leave with Shadow's arm around Starlight. Princess Twilight Sparkle goes over to her desk and takes a seat. Twilight uses her magic to lift a quill pen out of the ink holder. Twilight begins writing a letter to Princess Celestia. The next morning had arrived in Equestria. Princess Twilight Sparkle and Spike were up early this Saturday morning prepping the castle for Starlight and Shadow's housewarming party. Flash is also awake helping Twilight set up for the festive gathering. Flash is excited as he sees Twilight wearing her element of magic crown proudly on her head. He trots over and gently wraps her up in his embrace, kissing her gently. Twilight giggles and gives one of the brightest smiles Flash has ever seen her have. Meanwhile, at Canterlot Castle, Princess Celestia was still asleep. It was also a big day at Canterlot Castle as well. Princess Celestia and Princess Luna were holding their annual all-province conference this afternoon. They were hosting this conference to talk to the ambassadors from the other three provinces of the planet Equestria: Ponarabia, Europony, and Merlasia. Princess Luna, arriving in from her nightly patrol of Equestria, finds the scroll message from Princess Twilight Sparkle on the floor next to Princess Celestia's bed. Princess Luna, somewhat annoyed that her sister Princess Celestia has slept in, decides to wake her sister. Princess Celestia's chamber. Celestia, wake up, my sister. Princess Celestia begins to wake. Oh, Luna, I'm sorry. I didn't. Thank you for raising the sun for me this morning. We need to have a talk about what I found last night while on my patrol. And I found this on the floor next to your bed. Luna handing the scroll message from Princess Twilight to Princess Celestia. Princess Celestia opens and begins reading the letter. Dear Princess Celestia, I'm writing this letter to inform you that Chrysalis and the remnants of her army have been killed in battle at the hands of Shadow the Hedgehog. We learned of Chrysalis and the Dark Changeling's whereabouts through Applejack and Knuckles' communication with the Master Emerald. The battle took place in the San Palomino Desert earlier this afternoon. I'm also elated to tell you that thanks to Shadow the Hedgehog, I once again have possession of the element of magic. My team and I are very eager to return to Canterlot, hopefully sometime Sunday morning, to free Discord from Stone. In addition, I also request a formal one-on-one sit-down with you so we may discuss the disharmony amongst you and I. I sincerely hope we can work out our differences because I miss the relationship we once had, Your Majesty. I look forward to your reply. Sincerely, Princess Twilight Sparkle. I will confirm that indeed there was a battle in the San Palomino Desert. While out on my nightly patrol of Equestria, I flew over the San Palomino Desert and saw a grisly sight of what was left of the changelings scattered all over the desert terrain. However, I cannot confirm Chrysalis dead. I did not see her body amongst the carnage. Do you want me to check on it now? I might be able to see more now that it is daylight. No, we are far too busy with our conference this afternoon to worry about that. However, we have a far more pressing matter to attend to today with this all-province conference. I will send a reply to Princess Twilight Sparkle, confirming their arrival tomorrow and the release of Discord. As for now, Luna, try to get some rest before this afternoon's conference. I need you to be present at this conference. We have much to share with the ambassadors about all the events that have unfolded over these past couple of months. Very well, my sister. I shall retire until it is time for me to wake for the conference. Prince streamers. Flash comes up from behind his arms. Twilight turns around and kisses Flash. Good morning. Yes, it is. Knowing that Chrysalis is dead and you once again have the element of magic back in your possession? Oh, thank goodness for Shadow. He really came through for Equestria yesterday. Flash, I know you weren't able to save me the other day from Chrysalis, but I want you to know I appreciated the fact that you were willing to protect me. Thanks, but I really didn't do a great job of protecting you, did I? Chrysalis really didn't give you a chance. However, I wanted to acknowledge your efforts and to reassure you that your willingness to protect me didn't go unnoticed. You know, part of me was relieved when Chrysalis sealed you up in that cocoon. It prevented you from attacking her. I'm your stallion. I know you don't need me fighting your battles. It does hurt when Shadow does a better job of protecting and fighting for you than I do. There's nothing you need to worry about when it comes to Shadow. Twilight touching Flash's face. I know you love me with all your heart, and I love you with all of mine. The only thing I need from you is your love. That's something Shadow can never give me. Thanks, Celestia, for that. Since I couldn't lend you a reliable hoof against Chrysalis, could I at least help you with any of the preparations for the party? Come to think of it, I am getting rather hungry, and you happen to make some of the most delicious chocolate chip pancakes I've ever had. Spike and Cream enter. Good morning, Flip. I'll have a little bit of an appetite. Cream, what about you? Yes, I'll eat a few pancakes too. Don't make too much though, Flash. I've got a really big catering order coming from the Ponyville Rose Garden Bistro. That's right, I spared no expense for this housewarming party. Spike burps out a message from Princess Celestia. Oh my goodness, I don't think I will ever get used to that. I hope it doesn't hurt you, Spike. Nah, it kind of feels like heartburn. I don't mind it really, just playing my part as Twilight's trusty assistant. Twilight uses her magic to take the message from Spike. What does it say, Twilight? Dear Princess Twilight Sparkle, I am writing this letter in response to the letter you sent me last night. I am overjoyed knowing that Chrysalis and her army were defeated by Shadow the Hedgehog, and that the element of magic is back safely. I also agree that Discord must pick you and the rest of your team up from your castle tomorrow at noon. I also agree that you and I need to have a private discussion following the release of Discord. I would love nothing more than to iron out all of our differences and to try and repair our relationship. I look forward to seeing you all tomorrow, and it's comforting knowing these are much better circumstances than we had a week ago. Much love, Princess Celestia. Sounds like tomorrow will be a great day. It's a much better weekend than last weekend, Spike. I would like to accompany you and your team if you'll let me, Twilight, considering it was Princess Celestia who made me your personal bodyguard, if you remember. I do, and yes, it would be an honor to have you at my side tomorrow. Twilight kisses Flash. Thank you, Flash. I know how much it means to you serving as my loving protector. Of course, that, and I also need to keep the appearance that I'm still doing the job that Princess Celestia assigned to me. I'm going to start breakfast now. Flash smiles at Twilight and heads for the kitchen. How are you feeling about the one-on-one with Princess Celestia? I have mixed feelings, Spike. I can forgive her for everything. All the lies, the cover-ups, the lack of trust in me, the threats. However, I can't erase my disgust for the comment she made the other day about how Pinkie Pie could be replaced, and that I should have just let Chrysalis kill her, instead of hooving over my element of magic to save Pinkie. I thought you made the best choice, Your Highness. Thanks, Cream. I think any true friend would have done what I did. I mean, what kind of princess of friendship would allow one of her best friends to die just to save one element of harmony? I'm. Wow. Did I miss a line? I'm certainly going to try, Spike. It depends on how sincere she is. Oh, that's a wrong line. I truly hope you and Princess Celestia work things out. She was once your mentor, role model, and best friend. It'd be a shame to see it all end. Well, in any case, Spike, I want to send a reply message back to Princess Celestia. Okay, scroll and quill. I'll be right back. Spike heads off towards Twilight's den. I don't know, Cream. What do you think? Am I being too hard-headed over all of this? We all say things we don't mean when we're dealing with stress and anger. Both of you, both you and Princess Celestia are responsible for the safety and well-being of everyone on the planet. I could never do what the two of you do, where every decision you make puts an entire planet's future into question. The one bit of advice I can give you is that losing a friend, no matter what the circumstances are, is heartbreaking. We all went through that when Cosmo sacrificed herself in order to defeat the Metarex. I know she's said some things that hurt you, but trust me, if you leave your conflict unresolved tomorrow, you'll be hurting more than you are now. Thanks. You give pretty great advice, Cream. Spike returns with a scroll and quill. Whenever you're ready, Twilight. Dear Princess Celestia, I'm writing to confirm our meeting at Canterlot Castle tomorrow afternoon. Today, I'm throwing Shadow and Starlight their housewarming party. During the party, I will inform my team about freeing Discord tomorrow. Fluttershy will be incredibly excited to hear this, I'm sure. In addition, I'm equally excited for you and I to have our one-on-one. I sincerely hope we can iron out our differences and rebuild our trust for one another. Sincerely, Princess Twilight Sparkle. Go ahead and send it, Spike. Spike seals up the scroll and blows his magic fire on the scroll, sending it to Princess Celestia. Sweet Apple Acres, Applejack and Rarity are in the kitchen. Applejack is baking caramel apple pie for the housewarming party. You totally have to make me one of these pies one of these days, AJ. It's been so long since I've had one of your delectable apple pies. Thanks, Rah-Rah. I promise one of these days, when I ain't so busy, I'll have to bring you over one. Yeah, I heard about the recent trouble with Chrysalis and having to have to turn Discord back to stone. You and your friends have been pretty busy lately. Not only that, but starting up my perfume line for Rarity's boutiques and preparing for the fall apple bucking season. My offer still stands for you to get a great workout by helping us buck the fall apples. I know how you like to stay in shape when you're not out on tour performing. As long as I don't have to buck any of the trees, I should be okay. The real workout is hauling the carts out of the orchard and into the barn. The best part, if you come to help out with the fall harvest, is that we get to hang out. Knuckles walks in, sniffing the air as he smells Applejack's pie baking in the oven. Please tell me I get to sample some of the pie before we leave. No way, Nux. I only made 2 pies for the party, so you're going to have to wait along with everybody else. Not even Rah-Rah is going to get a taste. It's nice to know your bestie doesn't get preferential treatment over me. Nope. However, AJ has agreed to make me a pie, so maybe that means we can have another get-together for dinner soon as well. Yeah, I love my new house here in Ponyville. I just finished having my studio room done. Now I can produce my albums right here from the comforts of home. We'll definitely have to check that out sometime. The next time we stop by for a visit, maybe next time I'll bring Apple Bloom too. I know she'd be excited to see your mansion. Oh, that would be cool. Now that you mention Apple Bloom, I know she's interested in dancing, so I was thinking of having her stop by and learn some choreography from my choreographer when he's in town to choreograph my performances. It would be a great opportunity for her to see the art of dance and how it works in the professional setting.
Oh, she would love that, AJ.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea myself. I spent the night at, or she spent the night at Sweetie Belle's last night, so I'll ask her when she gets home.
Thanks for offering this to her, Rara. Dancing is one of her passions, and I know she's going to be excited for this.
You're welcome. I love that little filly, and since she's my best friend's little sister, it's the least I could do. I don't meet with my choreographer until next year. Right now, I'm writing my next album. I should begin producing it. I should begin production on it closer to the end of the year into early next year. Applejack pies out of the oven.
These are done. Those look so delicious.
And smell delicious. Anyway, I know you're incredibly busy, so I'm going to head out. Let me know when you want to have that get together, guys. Will do, rah rah. Applejack hugs rah rah. I'll be sure to ask Apple lessons. Don't you be a stranger, neither. Hi, guys.
Bye, Rara.
Rah rah leaves. You about ready to head up and shower with me?
Like you even have to ask.
Brrr. Applejack smirks. Don't even think about it, cowboy. We need to get moving so we can get to Twilight's in time for the party. Applejack kisses Knuckles. But I'd definitely like to entertain your thought later on after the party. Applejack winks. Meanwhile, on the other side of the planet, nighttime had fallen in the city of Teravek, in the province of Ponarabia. Rouge was sitting at the bar of the hotel that her and the Wonderbolts were staying at. Rouge's team had a very long, successful day of trying to find the last documented Chaos Emerald. Rouge is drinking an apple cider somberly as Blaze shockingly finds Rouge. Blaze walks up to Rouge. Hey, is this seat taken? No, I'm drinking non alcoholic apple cider, by the way. I don't mind if you were to drink a hard one, as long as you're ready to work tomorrow. Pretty disappointing day out there today. Concerning is more the word I choose to use right now. I guess I shouldn't be surprised that we checked this whole city today and didn't get a single reaction from my Chaos Emerald. Chaos Emeralds don't fall into a city and stay unfound for very long, especially when the ponies of Teravek had a 3-month head start to find the Chaos Emerald we are looking for. Try not to worry over it, Rouge. I know the Chaos Emeralds have special powers and all, but fortunately us ponies don't know how to summon their powers like you and your friends do. It's not the ponies I worry about finding these emeralds. I know for a fact that an evil scientist, Dr. Eggman, is on his way to Equestria as we speak. He's been after the Chaos Emeralds for decades. It's of great importance that we get all 7 of the Chaos Emeralds united and protected by the Master Emerald before he arrives. If we don't succeed, we'll have a chance at collecting the Chaos Emeralds for himself. That's why I'm putting so much pressure on myself to find them. It's the first time anyone has ever depended on me, and I don't want to let Twilight down. Given the nature of how difficult this mission is, there's a better chance at us failing to recover all 7 of the Chaos Emeralds. It could take years of searching before we're successful, and by then I won't be a Wonderbolt any longer. I meant what I said, Rouge. When we return to Equestria and our operations base, I plan on handing in my wings to Commander Spitfire. Without Soren, I no longer have the desire or passion to remain a Wonderbolt. I'm tired of not having a personal life, and lastly, I want to live out my dream of playing in the Pegasus Ball League. Rainbow Dash said that Ponyville is willing to give me a tryout, and I'm not turning it down. I can't do this alone, hon. You're the closest thing to a companion that I've got here. I can't possibly be the bat that leads this team. I honestly need you, Blaze. I'll stick around for you as long as I can, but I won't allow this opportunity to live out my dream pass me by. If I don't give Pegasus Ball a shot, I will never be able to forgive myself. Rouge shrugs. I know better to stand in between a girl and her dreams. I don't trust anyone easily. I have a select few. Princess Twilight Sparkle, my friend Knuckles. Shadow, even after he broke my heart, my other friend Topaz, and more recently you. Right now, you're the only one in my circle around me that I trust, and if you choose to not finish this mission with me, I'll be surrounded by ponies I don't trust. I know it's not fair of me to ask you to put your dreams and aspirations on hold, but this is a mission that undoubtedly affects the safety, security, and future of Equestria. I need you to stay because I trust you. Do you think we can complete this mission in 6 months? Considering that the Chaos Emeralds have been around for tens of thousands of years and have only been brought together once by Eggman, I'd say there's no chance of us accomplishing this mission, let alone accomplish it in 6 months. I guess that's what happens when I'm the one responsible for trying to find the Chaos Emeralds. Rouge, I've been a Wonderbolt for 5 years, and I can honestly tell you this is hands down the most I've ever been assigned to. We have 3 Chaos Emeralds left to find, and we have the whole planet to search to still find them. If this mission isn't a success, it certainly wouldn't be your fault. Tomorrow we'll begin our entire search of Arabia. Maybe we'll get lucky and we'll get a reaction out of your Chaos Emerald. I just hope that the Chaos Emerald we came to this city to find is in good hooves, and not some pony evil. Twilight's Castle. All the guests for Starlight and Shadow's housewarming party have arrived, and have congregated in the Cutie Map conference room. Every pony and hedgehog is here, Twilight. Thanks, Spike. All right, everyone, before we begin with our festivities, there's some significant news I'd like to share with all of you. As all of you know, 4 days ago, Chrysalis invaded my castle and basically stole the element of magic. However, thanks to the resourcefulness of the Guardians of the Master Emerald, we were able to track Chrysalis and her small army down in the caves of the San Palomino Desert. Once the Master Emerald told Applejack and Knuckles where to find Chrysalis, it was decided that Shadow was the best option to launch a surprise counterattack. Yesterday afternoon, into battle alone and bravely fought Chrysalis and what was left of her original army. The end result of that battle was Shadow's complete destruction of Chrysalis and the remnants of her army. Shadow's heroic act not only saved Equestria from Chrysalis's evil, he was also successful in the retrieval of the element of magic which Chrysalis had stolen from me. Princess Celestia is also aware of Chrysalis's defeat at the hands of Shadow. Canterlot tomorrow afternoon to free Discord from Stone. Fluttershy begins crying tears of joy. This is so wonderful. I can't wait to give him a hug and tell him how sorry I am. Fluttershy, you don't have anything to apologize for. Discord knows it wasn't our choice to turn him back to stone. I'm just thankful that Princess Celestia found Discord's story compelling enough to investigate Chrysalis's destroyed hive. Luckily, in typical Chrysalis fashion, she made a mistake by leaving behind critical pieces of evidence that linked her to the murder of Trixie. We have Flash to thank for finding the evidence that ultimately cleared Discord of Trixie's murder. To, to my team, Princess Celestia is sending a flying chariot to pick us up here at my castle at noon tomorrow. Please don't forget to bring the elements of harmony with you, girls. With that said, I think it's high time we start the festivities. I ordered lunch, so whenever you guys are ready, go ahead and eat. Everyone gets up to grab some food off the buffet table. Before heading up, Sonic and Silver stop over to talk to Shadow. Shadow, nice work beating Chrysalis alone. Why didn't you come to me for help? Obviously, I didn't need any help. You are pretty lucky you caught Chrysalis and her army off guard. Luck had nothing to do with my victory. I completely tore Chrysalis and her little minions to shreds. I decorated the desert landscape with their body parts. Sonic is partially right, you know. Yes, you're incredibly powerful, but your arrogance is one day going to get you killed. Chrysalis's army once had over 200 changelings in it. You're lucky only a fraction of that stayed loyal to her after she was overthrown by Starlight and her friends. It wouldn't have mattered if she had all 200. The outcome of yesterday's battle would have stayed the same. Shadow, I know we haven't always been friends, but times have changed. We may not get along all the time, but we are allies now, and we should always have each other's backs. So what made Crystal alone?
Chrysalis threatened to exact revenge on Starlight, and after seeing how Chrysalis deals in revenge, I wasn't going to allow her the opportunity to harm Starlight or our child.
Whoa, hold on. Whoa, hold on. Starlight is pregnant?
Yes, Starlight is pregnant, and the baby is going to be a hedgehog, according to the ultrasound we had a few weeks back.
Congratulations on being a dad. I'm sincerely happy for you and Starlight. Shadow smiles.
Thank you. I'm not sure who else knows about it other than a select few. Honestly, that's why I chose to fight her and her. She threatened my family, and that made it personal. I would never forgive myself if anything were to happen to Starlight as it did to Maria.
But that doesn't mean you should ever go into battle alone. Had your back, no questions asked. In case you haven't noticed yet, some of the ponies on this planet are pretty powerful. And from what I've heard from Rainbow Dash, they've had to battle some pretty powerful enemies before. You can't keep assuming you can win every fight, Shadow. Do you remember the warning I gave you when I first arrived here, Shadow? Don't underestimate the power of the ponies that live on this planet. The Harnessers of Harmony themselves have already defeated enemies who have possessed greater power than you. While you may have been victorious this time, you may not be so lucky.
5 minutes. I don't need your help. Also, the last time I teamed up with Sonic and his friends, Mobius was destroyed by the Metarex.
Yeah, and it took all of us to beat them. In fact, if it weren't for Cosmo, we wouldn't even be here right now. Shadow, that truly was a team effort bringing the Metarex down. See that? Congratulations on your victory. Sonic walks away from Silver and Shadow. Sonic meets up with Rainbow Dash.
Is everything okay? You seem a bit agitated.
It's nothing important. I just wish Shadow would care about him because we're allies now. But he still doesn't see it like that.
That's the great thing about our team, the Harnessers of Harmony. If we don't work together, then the elements of harmony wouldn't work. The elements of harmony are powered by love and friendship. That's why our team is so closely knit like a family. I have no doubt that any one of us would lay our life down to protect another member of our team. Twilight gave Chrysalis the element of magic just to save Pinkie Pie, even though she knew it was our greatest weapon against Chrysalis.
On the bright side, it all worked out for the best this time around. Meanwhile, Applejack and Knuckles sitting at the table eating their lunch. All's well that ends well. Nooks, I'm sorry for questioning your decision about trusting Shadow. You were right. He really was our best option. I can't believe I'm about to say this, but I think it's time I talk to Shadow and bury the hatchet.
That's rather admirable, considering how bad of a first impression he left on you.
I still don't like his personality, and I will never consider him a friend, but he has shown moments that are worthy of me giving him a second chance.
I think it's a good idea, considering your friendship with Starlight. Honestly, he's changed a ton since Starlight saved his life on Mobius. I'm not trying to make excuses for him, but Shadow has experienced a lot of personal pain in his life. That pain made it difficult for him to feel love, joy, or empathy. He let the pain consume him, and it turned into hate and distrust for all that was living. When Starlight chose to heal Shadow, it filled him with happiness because it restored some hope in Shadow that there was still good left in the universe.
What exactly happened that made Shadow evil?
He watched as he was trapped in an escape pod and couldn't save Maria. I think it tore Shadow to shreds never having the chance to exact revenge upon the man that shot her.
That's such a horrible story, Nux. I understand now why Shadow is the way he is. He's afraid to be friends with anyone because he doesn't want to go through that heartache again. That could explain why he doesn't want to become too emotionally attached to anything. There is one pony he's become quite attached to, though.
Twilight?
Yep, I remember the day Shadow and Twilight recovered that Chaos Emerald from the riot in Baltimore. They were pretty cozy, hugging each other, watching that Chaos Emerald react to the Master Emerald. For some reason, those two seem to have a bit of a crush on each other.
Now that you mention it, Twilight did seem overly concerned yesterday when she found out that Shadow went to fight Chrysalis alone.
I've seen the way she looks at him from time to time. Nux, you don't think Twilight is in love with Shadow, do you?
No, I think they're just friends. Twilight seems to be madly in love and happy with Flash. Never mind the fact that Starlight is one of her best friends and is pregnant with Shadow's child. I don't think Twilight is the type of pony who'll break up a family.
Applejack distracted.
What's up?
Applejack watching as Twilight embraces Shadow.
Turn around quick, Nooks.
Come on, it's just a hug. She was probably thanking him for saving Equestria and her element of magic.
Twilight breaks her embrace with Shadow.
What was that for?
I'm just thankful that you did what you did yesterday. I was so worried when I found out that you went to fight Chrysalis alone. I know we're just friends, but I can't explain why I care so much about you. I didn't care about the outcome of the battle yesterday. I just wanted you back safely.
I'd be lying if I said that protecting Starlight was my only reason for attacking Chrysalis. The truth is, when I walked into your castle the other, you were unconscious on the floor, following the attack from Chrysalis, and anger came over me, much like the anger I felt after Maria was murdered. I saw how losing the element of magic to her broke your heart. I chose to fight Chrysalis for you, just as much as I did to protect Starlight and my unborn child. I care about you, Twilight. You're one of a few who always believes in me and is able to bring out the good in me. I consider you a true friend who I'd lay my life down for in an instant. So there's no need for you to repay me or to show me any gratitude at all. Just having you as a friend and seeing you happy like you are now is all the thanks and gratitude I need.
Flash walks over. Hey, thanks for coming through yesterday, Shadow.
It's the least I could do for Twilight after everything she's done for me.
You know, you're pretty good at doing my job, protecting and fighting for Twilight.
Flash, stop it. Stop with this whole jealousy thing. Shadow not only defeated Chrysalis and saved Equestria, but he brought back my element of harmony. He deserves better than this, Flash. Shadow, I am sorry for Flash's insecurities.
It's all right. I understand where he's coming from. I'll leave you two to talk.
Shadow walks away from Flash and Twilight. Twilight angrily to Flash. My chamber, now! Twilight leaves the Cutie Map conference room and storms down the hallway to her chamber with Flash. You were saying, Nooks? Twilight's chamber. Twilight and Flash enter. Twilight slams the door behind them.
I am so disappointed in you, Flash Sentry. The fact that you don't trust me enough to have a Shadow as a friend says a lot about where our relationship stands. It's not that I don't trust you, Twilight. It hurts knowing that Shadow fights for you and protects you like he did in Baltimore. And what makes it more hurtful is that it's my job to protect and fight for you, both as your lover and as your personal bodyguard. And I've told you time and time again, I don't need you around to protect and fight for me, Flash. The only thing I want from you is your love. Oh, but it's acceptable for you to allow Shadow to fight for you. I was in Canterlot yesterday when Shadow went off to fight for Chrysalis. I never asked him to fight in my honor. Did it ever occur to you that Shadow went after Chrysalis to protect his own family? You weren't there the day Starlight saved our lives from Chrysalis and saved Equestria. As a result, Chrysalis swore revenge against Starlight personally. Shadow fought for her as much as he did for the entire safety of Equestria. He deserves gratitude for his bravery, not some smart aleck comments from a jealous stallion. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a party to host.
Twilight opens the door and is leaving. Twilight, wait. Closes the door with his hoof. I'm only jealous because I love you. Every time Shadow does something heroic for you, I can't help but wish it were me. I'm scared that one of these days you're going to realize that you don't need me, and that Shadow is more worthy of your love than I am. Shadow was only being a good friend when he defended my honor in Baltimore, and when he retrieved the element of magic against Chrysalis yesterday. It doesn't mean we love each other, or that I love you any less. You just have to trust it when I say I love you. I love you too, and I'm sorry for being insecure, and for embarrassing you down there. Twilight touches Flash's face and kisses him. Twilight opens the door and leaves her chamber with Flash. Elsewhere in Canterlot, Princess Celestia and Princess... During the conference, Princess Celestia and Princess Luna discussed in detail about the planet Mobius and its destruction, Sonic and his friends, and the Master and Chaos Emeralds. Princess Celestia also described how powerful the Chaos Emeralds are, and that all the provinces of the planet of Equestria are to aid and assist the Wonderbolts in finding them. After the conference concluded, Princess Cadance and Prince Shining Armor elected to stay overnight to catch up with Princesses Celestia and Luna at Canterlot Castle. Inside of Princess Celestia's chamber,
Are you absolutely certain that Chrysalis was killed?
we're not completely sure on that, Shining Armor. While on my nightly patrol last night, I was able to confirm that Shadow the Hedgehog indeed ripped apart the remaining Dark Changeling army. Trust me, it was a grisly scene to behold. With that being said, I never did find Chrysalis's body to confirm her death. However, Luna will be going back to the San Palomino Desert this evening to try and confirm if in fact Shadow was successful in killing Chrysalis. We also can confirm that the element of magic was recovered by Shadow the Hedgehog during the battle with Chrysalis and the Changelings. Your sister Twilight confirmed in her message to me this morning that she is once again in possession of the element of magic. That's comforting news. Indeed, your sister Twilight and the Harnessers of Harmony will be here tomorrow afternoon to free Discord from Stone. If you have any further questions regarding Chrysalis, I suggest you ask her when she arrives tomorrow. I'm glad she's been defeated. Hopefully we'll never see her treacherous face in Equestria again. We've heightened security in the Crystal Empire immensely over the past week, knowing Chrysalis was on the offensive. Shining Armor and I are just thankful that Twilight is all right after Chrysalis attacked her. I am as well. I can rest a bit easier knowing that Twilight once again has the element of magic. I'm sorry to cut my visit short, but I'm going to get a head start on my nightly patrol. I want to check out the San Palomino Desert one more time for the remains of Chrysalis while it's still daylight. Be careful, my sister. Princess Luna nods and uses her magic to teleport to the San Palomino Desert. One of the castle guards enters Princess Celestia's chamber. Dinner is served, your majesties. Thank you. Shall we? Princess Celestia, Princess Cadance, and Prince Shining Armor leave Princess Celestia's chamber and head for the dining room. The San Palomino Desert. Princess Luna is gently flying over the rocky desert terrain. Unfortunately, a violent wind and sandstorm occurred earlier on during the day, burying everything in a thick orange dust. Even the craters that Shadow's energy blast created were mostly filled in with sand. Yes. Oh well. I won't be able to find Chrysalis in this mess. Princess Luna teleports back to Canterlot Castle. Canterlot Castle. Princess Luna walks into the dining room. Well, that was a quick search. It was useless. A sandstorm covered up the battlefield, so there's no way of knowing if Chrysalis is dead or not. Everything was completely buried in sand, Celestia. Well, with Chrysalis, it's never safe to assume anything. Equestria is to remain on high alert. Twilight's Castle, the Cutie Map conference room. Starlight and Shadow opening up their gifts. Thanks, Fluttershy, for the bath towels, and Tails, thank you for the toolbox. You're welcome. The big question is, does Shadow actually know how to use tools to fix things?
Well, I can't... well, I can't build aircraft and fix mechanical objects like you, Tails, but I can certainly fix a leaky pipe or mount a picture frame on a wall.
Starlight reaches for another gift. This one is from Applejack and Knuckles. I don't think any gift can top that caramel apple pie you made, Applejack. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it.
No pony does apple pie better than Applejack.
Starlight opens the gift. Here you go, Shadow. These are some tools you definitely know how to use. Shadow pulls out the skillets and the knife set that Applejack and Knuckles bought.
Thanks. I definitely can use these skillets and the knife set. Starlight is right. These are more the tools I like to use, since I'll be the one who does most of the cooking.
Well, I'm glad you like it, Shadow. Applejack gets up and goes over to Shadow. Shadow, I want to say I'm sorry. I'm sorry for holding a grudge after the fight you had with Nux over the Chaos Emerald. You've done some pretty admirable things since then, and I owe you an apology and a second chance. Applejack extends her hoof as a peace offering. Shadow gets out of his seat and embraces Applejack.
No need for an apology. I'm the one who should be apologizing.
Stops hugging Applejack.
I'm sorry for not always being the most kind hedgehog alive, but since arriving here, I've been learning just how important having friends is. Thank you for finding it in your heart to forgive me and give me a second chance.
Applejack smiles. Anytime, Sugar Cube. Applejack returns to her seat. Here, Shadow, why don't you open this one?
I take it this gift is from you and Sonic.
Yeah, sorry. If there's one thing I'm not awesome at, it's wrapping gifts.
Just throw it in a bag. That's my approach, too. Shadow pulls out a video game console.
Now we're talking. I love this gift. And you bought me Pony Death Tournament.
Starlight, sarcastic Ash.
Yeah, I figured that game was right up your alley, Shadow. It's pretty gory and awesome.
I hate that game.
That's because I whoop your hedgehog hiney every time we play it.
Everyone has a laugh. Twilight handing Starlight an envelope. This is from Rarity. Starlight opens it. It's a 50-bit gift card you can use anywhere you like, and I included a receipt for you for your dining room table and chairs I ordered for you. All you have to do is take that receipt to the store, and they'll set up your delivery day, darling. Oh my God, Rarity, this is beyond generous. Don't mention it. This is your first home. You deserve it. Shadow has the next gift. That's from me and Cream. Shadow opens the gift. Shadow receives a box of ceramic plates and silverware. It came as a set, and my inner Twilight kicked in, and I thought, wow, I knocked both things off my list with one gift.
A list? Really, Spike? That is something Twilight would do. Shadow, I taped a gift card on the box for you and Starlight as well.
Thanks, you guys.
Yes, thanks, Blowtorch and Cream.
That's the best nickname I've ever had. Twilight hands Starlight the last gift.
Ooh, saving the best for last, of course.
I wanted to get you to a television, but Pinky insisted it was too expensive and felt this item was more important.
A television would have been a nice gift.
Starlight opening the gift. Shadow, I already bought a TV. Now this is how I cook. Thanks for the microwave, Pinkie Pie.
Yeah, those totally come in handy when you want leftovers instead of cooking.
At least you can cook something now.
Starlight shakes her head. At least I'm starting to learn how to cook. Oh, the last time I made a batch of cupcakes, Trixie ate and enjoyed them. A couple of tears starts to stream down Starlight's cheeks. Shadow wipes away her tears and kisses her on the forehead.
I know you miss Trixie. It's all right. Her murderer paid for her crimes.
I'm glad you served justice to Chrysalis, but it doesn't erase that Trixie is gone forever. Shadow holds Starlight as she weeps in his arms. At least tomorrow you girls get to right run wrong when you free Discord from Stone.
I know from first-hand experience what it feels like to lose your best friend. I never did catch Maria's murderer, but at least I was able to bring down Trixie's. Everyone and every pony in this room loves you, Starlight, and we're all here if you need us getting through Trixie's murder.
Starlight takes a deep breath. I know, and thank you guys for such a wonderful housewarming party. and all the gifts you gave us. Although I'm deeply hurt over Trixie's murder, I can take some joy out of knowing that I have such a great group of loving, caring, and supportive friends like all of you. I love you guys, and thanks for always being here and making me feel special. Meanwhile, many galaxies away on the planet Earth, Chris Thorndyke was working in his secret lab in his parents' mansion. Chris was now a 22-year-old physicist, like his grandfather Chuck Thorndyke. 10 years prior, Sonic and his friends called Earth home for 1 year. Chris met Sonic when he saved Sonic's life from drowning in his family's swimming pool. The Thorndykes would eventually open their home up to Sonic and all his friends, allowing them to stay there in the huge mansion. Chris became instant best friends with Sonic, and the two were inseparable, until one fateful day when the United States government discovered that because of chaos control and Sonic's use of it on Mobius was causing Mobius and Earth to collide, thus forming one planet. Had this event came to completion, it would have caused a rift in the space-time continuum and would have stopped time forever. Once this horrifying revelation became known, Chris knew he had to say goodbye to Sonic. Chuck Thorndyke, along with government officials, worked on a machine that created chaos control. This machine would send Sonic and all his friends and Eggman back to the planet Mobius. And because this chaos control was not caused by the Chaos Emeralds, the two worlds would stop their collision course. Chris Thorndyke, now 10 years later, was building his own chaos control machine to once again reunite with his friends. Chris typing data into his computer. Chris recalibrates his computer to search for the Master Emerald's power signature. That planet is not Mobius. Why is the Master Emerald there? Oh, well, I guess I could ask Sonic that question when I see him next week. Chris shuts down his computer and glances at his chaos control machine. Only a few more tweaks to this machine, and I'll either be dead or reunited with Sonic and all my friends. Meanwhile, the next day in Equestria, Canterlot Castle, throne room. Princess Celestia and Princess Luna are sitting on their thrones, waiting for Princess Twilight Sparkle and the Harnesses of Harmony to arrive. Prince Shining Armor and Princess Cadance are also present. Discord's stone body is standing in the center of the room as well. Guard enters. Your Majesties, I present Twilight Sparkle and the Harnessers of Harmony. Princess Twilight Sparkle leads her team into the throne room. Spike and Flash Sentry have also accompanied the girls to Canterlot this afternoon. Princess Celestia, Princess Luna, and Princess Cadance and Prince Shining Armor go over and greet the girls. Prince Shining Armor embraces his sister, Princess Twilight Sparkle. I am so glad to see you alive. When I heard that Chrysalis assaulted you in your castle, I feared the worst. I was in Ponarabia attending some business with an old friend when it all happened. I informed him once he returned to the Crystal Empire. It's really great seeing all of you again. Congratulations, Rainbow Dash, on your recent engagement. Rainbow Dash smiles brightly.
Aw, thanks, Princess Cadance.
Yes, congratulations on your engagement with Sonic the Hedgehog. Twilight wrote about it to me in one of her friendship letters. We've been so preoccupied with Chrysalis lately, I didn't have the chance to congratulate you the last time you were here. Well, these are much better circumstances than the last time. Honestly, I don't want to waste any more time allowing Discord to sit encased in stone than he has to. Girls, let's get into formation. Every pony stands back and allows the Harnesses of Harmony to have their space. The elements of harmony begin to glow as they begin to power up. The rainbow beam shoots through all of the elements of harmony. Princess Twilight Sparkle fires the rainbow beam from her crown, the element of magic. The beam hits Discord's stone-encased body and begins turning him back to normal. Discord is officially freed from stone. Princess Twilight Sparkle smiles at Discord. Welcome back, Discord. Fluttershy, not wasting any time, flies over to him and embraces him.
Oh, Discord, I am so sorry we had to do that to you. I didn't want to.
Discord closes his eyes while holding Fluttershy and nuzzles her gently. It wasn't your fault, Fluttershy. You were only doing as you were told. I'm just glad you girls proved my innocence. Don't thank us, Discord. It was Flash who found the evidence in Chrysalis's destroyed hive.
that ultimately cleared your name. We would have freed you a few days earlier, but Chrysalis invaded my castle and stole the element of magic from me.
How did you get it back?
Thanks to Applejack and Knuckles, they asked the Master Emerald for Thanks to Applejack and Knuckles, they asked the Master Emerald for Chrysalis's location. The Master Emerald told them that Chrysalis was hiding in a cave in the San Palomino Desert. They sent Shadow the Hedgehog to attack Chrysalis. Shadow succeeded in not only destroying Chrysalis and her remaining army, but he also recovered my element of magic as well. Not so fast, Twily. Princess Luna has yet to declare Chrysalis dead. We still haven't located her remains because of a sandstorm covering up the battlefield. But Shadow informed me once he returned to Ponyville that Chrysalis was indeed dead. She was probably blown to such small pieces you can't find anything at all.
That's not the case, I'm afraid, Twilight. While searching the San Palomino Desert, I was able to see the remains of the Changeling army. Although their body parts were scattered all over the desert, I could still confirm that Shadow was correct in killing her army. Chrysalis is far more powerful than her minions. Shadow's energy blasts would have kept Chrysalis in much bigger pieces. I never spotted her body, or pieces of it for that matter.
So hold on, Chrysalis may actually still be alive?
Right now, we must assume she's still a risk to Equestria's safety. With Chrysalis, we all know it's never safe to assume anything. I will be sending a team to excavate the area in which the battle took place. Until I have some concrete evidence that she's been killed, Equestria will remain on high alert. As for right now, we have a small victory we should be celebrating. I am sorry I jumped to conclusions, Discord. We were deceived by Chrysalis. You only reacted on what you witnessed, and in the moment Trixie's murder occurred, I was the one you saw killing her. I must admit, Chrysalis's plan was devious and ingenious. I'm actually quite envious of it. Having me framed for murder and turned to stone by the elements of harmony was the only way she knew she could have revenge upon me for playing my part in the destruction of her empire. Thank you, girls, for believing in me enough to consider Chrysalis as a suspect. Discord goes over to the girls and shares a group hug with them.
We never stopped believing you were innocent, Discord. I am just glad that Fluttershy found the evidence necessary to clear you of Trixie's murder.
Twilight, I'm ready to have that private discussion you wanted to have with me. If you're ready, we can head up to my private chamber. Yes, I'm ready, Princess Celestia. With that, Princess Celestia and Princess Twilight Sparkle head up to the grand staircase and make their way to Princess Celestia's private chamber.